A failed magic spell turned me into a girl. I've always felt like something was missing in my life, like I was standing outside a glass window, watching the world move on without me. My name is Jake, and I'm just another 19-year-old college freshman trying to get by. I'm not particularly special, average grades, average social life, nothing that really makes me stand out. If you ask people about me, they'd probably struggle to describe anything beyond just some guy who hangs out with Ethan. Ethan, my best friend, is everything I'm not. Loud, confident, always chasing after new experiences. He has this way of making the world bend to his will, while I feel like I'm stuck in place, unsure of where I'm supposed to go. I've never been able to put my finger on why I feel this way, why there's this strange emptiness gnawing at me. Maybe it's because I've never really fit in with the guys in our dorm. They talk about sports, girls, and parties, things that I pretend to care about so I don't seem weird. But deep down, none of it clicks. It's like I'm wearing a mask, playing a role I don't fully understand. Lately, that feeling has been getting worse. I find myself staring into the mirror longer than I should, fixating on little things. My soft features, my narrow frame, the way my hair falls just a little too perfectly into place. I don't know why it bothers me, why it sends this strange flutter of emotions through my chest. It's like a question I'm too scared to ask myself. Then there are the dreams. They started a few months ago, dreams where I was different. Not a completely new person, but a different version of myself. Softer, freer, happier. I wake up feeling disoriented, my heart pounding with something close to longing. But as soon as morning comes, I shove it all down. I tell myself I'm just overthinking, that I'm stressed, that I need to stop questioning things that don't need answers. And then Ethan finds the book. It happens one evening when he bursts into our dorm room, his eyes practically glowing with excitement. He slams a dusty, leather-bound book onto my bed, grinning like he just discovered buried treasure. "Dude, you have to see this." I raise an eyebrow. "What is it?" "A spell book," he says dramatically. "And get this, there's a spell in here for transformation." I laugh. "You can't be serious." But as I flip through the pages, something inside me stirs. A quiet voice in the back of my mind whispers that maybe, just maybe, this is the answer to the question I've been too afraid to ask. Maybe this is my chance to find out what I've been missing. I stare at the open spellbook, its yellowed pages filled with strange symbols and handwritten notes. The words blur together, but one phrase jumps out at me. A spell of transformation, to reveal one's truest self. Ethan nudges me. "Come on, Jake, you gotta admit this is pretty cool." I scoff. It's a hoax. Just some old book someone scribbled in. But my hands tremble slightly as I flip through the pages. A part of me, the part one never let anyone see, aches at the words. To reveal one's truest self. What is my truest self? Ethan leans back against the bed. Look, worst case, nothing happens, and we get a laugh out of it. Best case, magic is real, and we just found a cheat code for life. I hesitate. The rational part of my brain screams that this is ridiculous. But the other part, the part that's been lost in confusion for months, whispers that maybe, just maybe, this is my chance. What kind of transformation is it supposed to do? I ask. Ethan shrugs. Doesn't say exactly. But hey, only one way to find out, right? I laugh nervously. You really want to mess with a random spell? He smirks. Dude, you should be the one trying this. You've been acting weird lately, moody, staring at yourself in the mirror, all existential and crap. Maybe this'll shake things up. I open my mouth to argue, but the words die in my throat. Because he's not wrong. Something inside me does want to shake things up. I take a deep breath, pressing my palm against the page. The spell's instructions are simple. Read the incantation. Focus on what you want, and let the magic do the rest. My heart pounds. I glance at Ethan. If this turns me into a frog, I'm blaming you. Ethan grins. Deal. I swallow hard and begin to read the words aloud. The air in the room shifts, growing thick and electric. My skin prickles. A strange warmth spreads through my chest, down to my fingertips. Then, the world blurs, and everything changes. Heat surges through my body like a fire igniting beneath my skin. My vision swims, colors twisting together as a strange, dizzying sensation washes over me. My limbs feel lighter, my entire frame tingling as if it's shifting, rearranging itself. Then, just as suddenly as it began, it stops. I collapse onto my hands and knees, gasping for breath. My heart pounds in my chest, a wild, erratic rhythm. Something feels wrong. Or no, not wrong. Different. Jake! Ethan's voice is laced with something I rarely hear from him, uncertainty. I blink rapidly, my vision sharpening. My hands press against the cool wooden floor, and the sensation feels off. My fingers look slimmer, more delicate. My sleeves drape over my arms in a way that wasn't there before. Then I notice my hair. It falls into my face, longer and softer than before. Dread pools in my stomach. Slowly, I push myself upright, my body feeling strangely foreign. My clothes hang differently on me, my hoodie slipping off one shoulder, my sweatpants bunching loosely at the waist. I don't even realize I'm trembling until Ethan speaks again. Holy shit! I snap my gaze to him, and the stunned look on his face tells me everything. I scramble to my feet, nearly tripping over myself as I rush toward the mirror mounted on the wall. The breath leaves my lungs in a sharp gasp. A girl stares back at me. She has soft, delicate features, doe-like eyes, a small nose, full lips parted in shock. Her jawline is softer than mine used to be, her neck slender. Long, wavy brown hair cascades past her shoulders, framing a face that is unmistakably me, yet entirely different. My stomach twists into knots. My hands fly to my face, trembling as I trace the contours of my cheekbones, my jaw, my lips. Even my frame, smaller, cavia, subtly reshaped. My voice falters. Even that sounds different. Higher, lighter, unfamiliar. My chest tightens. This isn't real. This can't be real. Ethan, to his credit, hasn't bolted from the room. Instead, he lets out a breathless laugh. Dude, he catches himself. Not a dude anymore. I whirl on him. Fix it. My voice wavers, panic clawing at my throat. Find another spell. Change me back. He grabs the book, flipping through the pages. Yeah, sure. Just give me a sec. Seconds turn into minutes. Ethan's eyes scan frantically over the text, but his expression darkens. Okay, he says, rubbing the back of his neck. So funny thing, I don't think there is a reversal spell. My blood runs cold. What do you mean there isn't a reversal spell? I mean I don't see one. The book just says transformation, but nothing about undoing it. My heart pounds. So what? I'm stuck like this. Ethan holds up a hand. We don't know that yet. There might be something we're missing. Maybe it wears off after a while. That thought brings the smallest flicker of hope. Maybe this is temporary. Maybe if I just wait it out, I'll wake up tomorrow back in my normal body. I inhale deeply, trying to steady myself. My reflection stares back at me, wide-eyed and shaken. I need some air, I mutter, grabbing a hoodie off the bed and pulling it over my head. It drowns me in fabric, clearly too big for my new frame, but I don't care. I just need to get out of here. Ethan hesitates. Want me to come with? I shake my head and slip out the door before he can argue. The night air is crisp against my skin as I step outside the dorm building. The campus is quiet, the usual evening buzz reduced to a few scattered students wandering the paths. I keep my head down, the oversized hoodie shielding most of my features. My legs feel strange, lighter, yet more balanced. Even the way I walk is slightly different, as if my body expects me to move differently. My mind is a whirlwind of questions. Why does this feel so wrong? And yet at the same time, why does it feel right? I force the thought away. No, this is not right. I'm a guy. I've always been a guy. This isn't who I'm supposed to be. But as I walk past the library's glass windows, I catch my reflection once more. I stop. The girl in the window stares at me, her eyes wide and uncertain. But beneath the fear, beneath the panic, there's something else. Curiosity. Hesitantly, I pull back my hoodie, letting my long hair fall freely around my shoulders. I tilt my head, taking in the reflection. Something inside me shifts. For the first time since the transformation, I don't feel like I'm looking at a stranger. I feel like I'm looking at me. The next morning, I wake up expecting everything to be back to normal. But as soon as I stretch, my body reminds me that nothing is normal anymore. My hoodie, Ethan's hoodie actually, bunches up around my waist, the sleeve swallowing my hands. My hair falls into my face, long and unruly. And my body, well, it's still undeniably not the one I had yesterday. Panic settles in my gut like a stone. I throw off the blanket and rush to the mirror. The same girl stares back at me, only now her hair is even messier, her face puffy from sleep. I squeeze my eyes shut. This is a nightmare. I'll wake up soon. But I don't. A knock at the door makes me jump. Yo, you alive in there? Ethan's voice. I hesitate before answering. Yeah. My voice still sounds too high, too soft. I clear my throat, but it doesn't help. Ethan steps inside and gives me a once-over. Damn. Still a girl, huh? I shoot him a glare. No shit. He winces. Look, I spent half the night searching for a reversal spell. Nothing. I even checked Reddit. Closest thing I found was some dude who claimed he turned his cat into a dog with magic, but, not exactly helpful. I rub my temples. So what am I supposed to do? Ethan shrugs. For now. Survive. Surviving turns out to be harder than expected. The first major challenge? Clothes. I can't exactly walk around in baggy sweats and an oversized hoodie forever, especially since my pants keep slipping off my hips. I could borrow something from a girl in our dorm, but the idea of explaining why I suddenly need an entire wardrobe makes me want to curl up and die. So, against my better judgment, I go shopping. The moment I step into the store, I feel like an imposter. The bright, pastel-colored clothing racks seem to taunt me. I don't belong here. I'm not supposed to be browsing dresses and skirts, and I swallow hard and gravitate toward the jeans section. Simple. Safe. A saleswoman approaches with a bright smile. Looking for anything specific? I freeze. Do I say I need clothes because I magically turned into a girl overnight? Yeah, that'll go over well. Just new stuff, I mumble. She eyes me up and down. Got it. First time shopping for yourself. I nod hesitantly. Her expression softens. No worries. Finding your style is a journey. Want me to help? I hesitate. I should say no. I should get out of here as fast as possible. But then I remember the way my pants nearly fell off this morning, and I sigh. Sure. She grins and pulls me toward a rack of fitted jeans and crop tops. Great. The second major challenge? The stairs. Back on campus, I notice people looking at me more than usual. Some guys glance at me in passing, their eyes flicking down to my legs before snapping away. Girls give me quick once-overs, like they're mentally assessing me. It's unnerving. I catch my reflection in a classroom window, and it hits me. Of course they're looking. I don't look like me. I look like some random girl who wandered onto campus overnight. And that thought unsettles me more than anything else. The third challenge? My own damn emotions. Ethan and I are hanging out in our dorm when he suddenly asks, So, have you actually looked at yourself? Like really looked? I tense. What's that supposed to mean? He shrugs. I dunno, man. You keep acting like this isn't happening, but it is. Maybe instead of freaking out, you should figure out what it means for you. I don't have an answer for that. That night, I stand in front of the mirror again. This time, I don't just glance. I really look. At the way my body moves differently, the way my hands are smaller, the way my face softens when I stop scowling. And for the first time, I ask myself, do I really want to change back? I stare at my reflection, the question lingering in my mind like an echo I can't shake. Do I really want to change back? 4 days, I've been fighting this, clinging to the idea that this is temporary, that I'm just waiting for Ethan to find a reversal spell. But the longer I stay like this, the more I realize it doesn't feel wrong. It should. It really should. But it doesn't. I take a deep breath and run my fingers through my hair. It's silky and long, cascading past my shoulders. The way it frames my face makes my features softer, my eyes somehow brighter. I let my hands travel down my body, feeling the curves that weren't there before, the way everything fits together in a way that is undeniably feminine. And for the first time, instead of panicking, I let myself be. The next morning, I decide it's time. No more hiding in oversized hoodies and jeans that don't fit right. I throw on the fitted jeans I bought and pair them with a simple top. Nothing flashy, just something that actually fits my new frame. I brush out my hair, letting it fall naturally. When I step in front of the mirror again, I expect to feel like an imposter. Instead, I feel like me. I walk onto campus, and the difference is immediate. The stairs are still there, but they don't feel as suffocating anymore. I catch glimpses of admiration, of curiosity, of casual recognition from people who now see me as a girl who belongs here, not some anomaly. And then there's Ethan. When he sees me, his eyebrows shoot up. Whoa! I shift on my feet. What? He gestures vaguely at me. You just look different. I cross my arms. Because I'm not drowning in baggy clothes. No, not just that. He studies me for a second before nodding. You own it now. I don't answer right away, because for once I don't need to. I already know he's right. For weeks, I've been testing the waters, slowly embracing this new version of myself. Dressing in clothes that fit, carrying myself with more confidence, letting go of the fear that used to grip me every time someone looked my way. But there's one thing I haven't done yet. I haven't told my parents. The thought alone makes my stomach churn. My mom has always been the traditional type, my dad even more so. They had expectations for me, who I'd become, what kind of man I'd grow into. And now, I'm not even a man anymore. Ethan sits across from me in our dorm, arms crossed. So when are you going to tell them? I glance at my phone, my fingers tightening around it. I don't know. He sighs. You can't hide forever, dude. I flinch at the word. I'm not hiding. He raises an eyebrow. Aren't you? I hate that he's right. That night, I stare at my phone for what feels like an eternity before finally hitting the call button. It rings. Once. Twice. 3 times. Then, hey, sweetheart. My mom's voice is warm and familiar, but my chest tightens at the word. It used to feel comforting. Now it feels loaded. I swallow hard. Hey, Mom. How's school? You never call anymore. I know. I've been dealing with something. A pause. What kind of something? I take a deep breath. This is it. No turning back now. Mom, something happened. And I don't know how to explain it, but I'm different now. Different. Confusion creeps into her voice. I grip the phone tighter. I'm not. My voice wavers. I'm not your son anymore. Silence. It stretches so long that I think the call dropped, but then I hear my mom inhale sharply. What are you saying? I close my eyes. I mean it literally. I changed. Physically. She doesn't respond right away. When she does, her voice is quiet. Is this a joke? No, I force myself to keep talking, even as my hands tremble. I don't know how to explain it, but one day I woke up and I shake my head. I'm a girl now, Mom. More silence. Then a sharp exhale. Oh, honey. My chest tightens. Are you mad? No, sweetheart, I'm not mad. Her voice softens, but I can hear the emotion behind it. I wish I was there. To hug you. Something inside me cracks. My throat tightens, and suddenly I'm crying. Not because I'm sad. Because, for the first time, I feel seen. A month ago, I never would have imagined living like this. I walk across campus, the autumn wind tugging at my hair, the crisp air cool against my skin. It's funny. Before, I used to hunch my shoulders, try to shrink myself, avoid eye contact with people passing by. Now I walk with my head high, my stride steady. I don't feel like I'm pretending anymore. I am. Classes feel easier, not because the material changed, but because I'm no longer weighed down by an identity that didn't fit. I raise my hand more. I join conversations instead of shying away. And when I look in the mirror, I don't flinch anymore. I like what I see. Ethan meets me outside the cafe, waving me over with a grin. Well, look at you, he teases. All confident and stuff. I roll my eyes but smile. Shut up. I mean it, he says more seriously. You're different now. In a good way. And I feel different. Lighter. Like I'm finally living instead of just existing. My parents are still adjusting, but my mom texts me every day. She asks me about my classes, how I'm doing, even what kind of clothes I'm wearing. She's trying, and that means more than I can put into words. There's still uncertainty ahead. I don't know what my future holds, or what other challenges I'll have to face. But for the first time in my life, I'm not afraid of the unknown. Because I know who I am now. And that's enough. Change is terrifying. It shakes everything you thought you knew about yourself, pushes you into the unknown, and forces you to face fears you never imagined confronting. But sometimes, What we fear most is exactly what we need to find out who we truly are. I spent so long believing I had to fit into a mold that was never meant for me. I fought against myself, afraid of what it meant to let go. But in the end, the moment I stopped resisting, the moment I embraced who I had become, I found a freedom I never knew was possible. Life isn't about becoming someone else. It's about becoming yourself. And sometimes, the most unexpected paths lead us right where we were always meant to be.